Greetings. Uncle Chunt here for a quick review of Transformers 1. Yes, this is not a full-on Chuntcast. I just want to get this review together. Oh my god, if I can talk for 5 seconds. I've been waiting to talk about this. So I went to go see the movie Transformers 1 last weekend for a preview screening, and we're under embargo. And it lifts tonight, I believe. 11 o'clock tonight. So as I'm recording this, I'm getting it ready to upload to YouTube so I can get this out. And I can't wait to be a part of the conversation about this movie. If it sounds like I'm positive about it already, or if I'm speaking positively, it's because I am. I really enjoyed this movie. Really did. I think this was the safest bet, but also the smartest bet of what to do for Transformers going forward, as far as a film franchise or just in the franchise in general for the mainstream stuff. If this has the same success or even near the same success that the live action movies back in 2027 started, right? And if that generates that kind of money, it'll keep Transformers going for years to come. Is that a high call? Probably. But look, Rise of the Beast, I really liked it, but it's so weighed down by the decline of the Michael Bay movies, which I don't like. I don't like them. Yes, I have the Blu-rays. They are what they are. Right, they are what they are. You turn them on and you just turn off your brain and enjoy the boom bang stuff for 3 hours or whatever. But this one, I think at first, I'll be honest, when I saw the first trailer, I thought, okay, all right, they're going for the kids this time, right? There's a couple of jokes in those trailers. It was like, okay, we're going that direction. Okay, it makes sense, right? But I learned pretty quickly when I finally saw the movie that it's not that. Like, those trailers are not a representation of what the movie is. I'll say straight away, they got away with some stuff in this movie that, had they not been robots, they would not have been able to get away with it, I don't think. Make of that what you will. It went to some dark places, and I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. They took some risks. There's some meaty risks in this movie. Some sharp turns, some characters. One in particular had quite a sharp turn, but it's justified. And when you understand what happens leading up to that, you can understand and believe it, right? So they handled some certain things in this movie really well. But you could tell there's some parts where it's like, okay, let's keep the pace going. I don't think there was really anywhere in the movie that I thought I was checking my watch or wondering what the time is or how long we've been here so far. It moved along quite well. Some of the characterizations were really good. I can't help thinking though, because I knew who the cast was, like Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson and all that, right, in the movie. And I'll admit there's some parts where I was like, okay, that's clearly Chris and that's clearly Scarlett. I was all right, but you get past that. And I always have a bit of a problem with that when they do movie adaptations of stuff where you've got those voices in your head that are so iconic and the voice actors are still around, but they go and hire big names, or names bigger than them, to the general public. And I get it. It's a marketing thing and it's a get butts in seats kind of thing. But anyway, look, Chris Hemsworth, I'll just call it out straight away. He does a good job, right? He does a good job as Orion Pax and Optimus Prime. So I appreciate the fact that he didn't go into this trying to emulate or impersonate Peter Cullen. And I've heard in some interviews that he's cognizant of that and he made it a choice not to do that because I wouldn't dare. Right. So that's cool. He knows, he's aware of the fandom, I guess, or the PR people told him. Right. Or maybe he knows. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. But I will say, though, there are some elements in his performance where you can see some of it. You're like, oh, okay, that's where that's going. I can see where and why he's doing that. And you get a bit of a sense of like where the Optimus Prime is coming from. Like when he starts speaking towards the end and he gets the leader voice on and he starts talking to people and you get that sense. And it's like, okay, cool. That's great. But the rest of the time he's like this kind of jovial Orion Pax. That's Orion Pax, if you don't know, is what he was before he became Optimus Prime, much like D16 is prior to Megatron. And you see their brothership, I guess if we'll call it that, during this movie. And straight away, like if you know what Transformers are, Optimus Prime and Megatron, you go into this movie and you're saying, oh, these guys are like brothers, right? And they are. Like they often refer themselves as brothers in the lore. And you just know, like, well, you know where this is going, right? The eventual downfall. But speaking of the lore, whoever the team is behind this movie respects the lore. Just from the get-go, from the start of the movie, it's just like lore, and you're like, oh wow, awesome, holy moly, like they're not deviating from it, they're just jumping in. And that reassured me straight away, all right, this is the right movie for them to do. It's embracing what Transformers is, embracing the lore that it has, like Primus and the 13 Primes, you know, and the D16. I don't want to spoil certain things, but there's some characters and some elements and story beats and references that they make in this movie. I was like, damn, yeah, that's cool, right? If you've read the IDW comics or even some of the older stuff, or even the more of the aligned continuity, if you want to call it that, if they still call it that, I don't know. But they pull from all places, right? If you're familiar with the 1984 animated series, like you'll know this, right? If you've been introduced to Transformers anywhere over the last 40 years, you'll know what this is. So I think they nailed that. And the way that this movie is, I came out of it thinking, what else could they have done? Like the 1986 movie is still, like, maybe it's just nostalgia talking, right? But it's still, that's Transformers to me, right? It's so Transformers, so 80s, right? But it's hard to see that have its place today, right? I can't see them doing that 1986 movie today, the way they did it, right? I can't. But this one seems like a great modern update, right? It didn't make me feel the same, right? It didn't make me feel the same as a 1986 movie. Nothing could, I don't think. You know, and that's nostalgia is a powerful thing. But if I was a new Transformers fan as a kid, and I saw that movie, I'd come out of that going, damn, that was cool. Like, I want an Optimus Prime toy or a Megatron toy, you know, or maybe Bumblebee, I don't know. Or B127, they refer to him as that in this. Even like Elita 1 in this movie, she's really cool. She's kind of kick-ass, and I really liked what they did with her character. There was one moment that I thought, oh, that's a bit modern day. I didn't really like that, but it was kind of tongue-in-cheek. Anyway, you might pick that up when you see it yourself, but this is what it is. But overall, story was great. Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion was awesome. That was good to see. The story that unfolds, you get to see the history of Cybertron, or you get to understand the history of Cybertron, where it's been, where it's going, like where it's come from, the status quo of the world, why everyone's like that in a class type system. Oh man, I almost jumped in and spoiled something for you, but there's a lot there to take in. There's a lot there to enjoy. You have a very good understanding of the Transformers world after this movie. If you cannot enjoy this movie, or look, if you don't enjoy the movie, that's fine. Or if you don't enjoy Transformers after this, that's fine. But I can't deny that this movie does a good job in setting itself up as a representation of what Transformers is, and how they came to be and what they are and what they could be. I think it was really done well. Now, what's next? There's a lot to say at the middle point of the movie and onwards. There's the second half of the movie is all, oh wow, we're going, like the roller coaster ride is on. You know, the roller coaster ride is on, and you just start getting introduced to other characters, other parts of Cybertron. You get to see some of the future forming around you as you're taking the journey with them. And the movie ends in a place where it's like, oh, okay, there we go. That's Transformers that I knew, right? And you have an idea of what's established by the end of the movie, and it just leaves you thinking, oh boy, what are they going to do for the next one? You know, and there's a couple of after credit scenes. So there's a mid credits and an after credit scene, just to let you know, in case you're wondering. There is a lot of future potential for sequels in this movie. I would be very surprised if this movie does not do well. I hope it does very well. I would love to see another one. I'd love to see another 2. Right? I'd love to see, who knows, maybe a trilogy is enough, but I would love to see I would love to see it go the distance, right, and not rush to the end, right? What I loved about this one again is there's no humans, right? No humans. It's all on Cybertron, and that's what we've always wanted. And I'll speak for myself as a Transformers fan, but I think I can speak to on behalf of a lot of Transformers fans that go get rid of the humans as soon as possible. Just focus on the robots, right? Focus on the Transformers, focus on the Cybertronians, focus on the Cybertronian world. There's so much there to pluck from with lore and who these characters are that you don't need humans to be the anchor for the audience. Like, no, you don't need that. You just don't, right? Spend as much time as you can on Cybertron. I hope they never go to Earth in these movie stories. If it goes that far, if it does well, I hope they never go to Earth. Or if they do, I hope it's the last thing. I hope it's the last thing in the last movie of this story, right? That's to me, that's how they should do this, right? Well, without going into too much other spoilers, the voice acting was done really well. Again, Chris Hemsworth, props to you for doing your due diligence on that one and still making it your own. Everyone else in the cast did a really good job. I must apologize, but I forget the actor who did Megatron in this, or D16. But I thought that was a unique take. But you can tell he loves the character. You can tell he's a nerd, and I've seen some interviews with him, and he is. But you can tell he's familiar with this property, and when he needs to turn it on, he turns it on. Like, you'll go, okay, that's Megatron. Like, you can go, oh damn, okay, there it is. Right? I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. There's some parts where I was like, okay, that's for kids, that's for kids, okay, that's for kids, but there's a lot of jokes in there too that I think only the adults would get, and a lot of adults laughing in this screening. But yeah, look, it's great. I want to see it again. Yes, I've already seen it, but when it comes out, I'm going to get a ticket. I'm going to take my wife to see it, and I want to give it some money to support this because I want another one. I want it to do really well. It makes you want to buy the toys, like the Studio Series toys. I came out of it going, do I want an Optimus Prime? But on the way home, I was like, no, I've got a wall full of them. I don't need more Transformers. I've committed to one toy line and one Transformers toy line, and I'm not going to deviate. That's a slippery slope, but it did that to me, right? And I can imagine it'll do that to others and the kids and all that. So, look, I hope this does really well. I know I said that. Go see it. Like, if you have any interest in Transformers, it's been a while since we've had a really good one. If you want something fresh, right? If you want a fresh take or a fresh approach, a good starting point that you don't need to sit through the Michael Bay trash, then go see this one. Take your kids, take your family. It's really good. If you want more of it, tell people, right? Maybe I'm saying that just as a fan, but I really hope this does well. And I'm not just being biased here. If it was bad, I'd sit here and be depressed, and I'd be telling you like, oh man, yeah, look, they mucked this one up. Yeah, look, no, try again, do something else. We'll see you in a few years for another one or whatever. But no, it's not the case. They nailed it for what it is, what it needed to do. It was a smart decision to do this one this way. I'm sure they could have done other things. It took me a while to get used to the character designs a bit. I think some of them are a bit lanky, but look, it is what it is. That does improve, I will say. Over the course of the movie, you'll see some characters form something more familiar or more proportionate. I'll say their bodies changed, right? There's Transformers, right? Really skirting the line there on some spoilers, but if some characters look lanky and small in the movie, there's a reason, is what I'm saying. And throughout the movie, you'll understand why. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. It does a lot. There's a lot of care in this movie to carry you along the movie, but also you understand things that are happening around the characters. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense in this world. Oh, that makes sense as to why they did that. Right, it's really well done. I'm really surprised by it. I went in with pretty low hopes and thoughts, and I came out really, really happy with it. So anyway, without drawing this on too long, go see it. Really enjoyed it. Come back and let me know what you thought about it, and happy to talk and chat and respond to you here, or hit me up on my socials if you liked it. And I'll come back with another video soon, do another Chunkcast, and yeah, take it easy and transform and roll. Oh wait, yeah, I got to tell you, I won a. Everybody's probably clicked off already. I was doing a good wrap up there, but I did a good Optimus Prime impression in front of the cinema, and I won a prize. These are door lights, and they have. I don't know if you can see it on the screen here, but maybe if I can. Oh, there you can see it on my. Yeah, it's the Autobot symbol light, right? It's a car door light. So when you open the door, the light turns on, and you see that Autobot symbol on the ground as you open the door. It's kind of cool. Like I won this prize because I was chosen out of a few other people that did some voice impressions of Optimus Prime and Megatron and stuff. And I was surprised. I just said, let's give it a go. And I did the, Autobots transform and roll out thing, and I committed to it. And the crowd was like, that was really good. It was an awesome moment. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd add that one. So I totally forgot to say that. I should have said it at the start. That was cool. But anyway, wrapping up now. Take it easy. I'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah.